Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium. Welcome. It's Lupo's Cinema Symposium, your favorite movie podcast, or else I will find you. I'm Lupo, your host with the most. I'm here with the always reliable dual co-hosts, Rob and Christian. Guys, how's it going?
Did you hear how Jimmy held for after he told his joke?
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for some type of
I knew. I heard
There we
you.
go.
I was like, I did it on purpose.
The big red neon laugh sign didn't come up, so I didn't.
Yeah, it
I was
confused
clicking
us.
the button. What do I pay you guys for? Yeah, so
we need canned laughter on the soundboard.
real ones know what happens when we mess with the soundboard.
Hey,
Anyway, yeah, so how are you guys?
I'm doing great.
I was good. and
I was
watched
I
this
was doing a
movie.
lot better. Yeah.
Like I said before in the last episode, the wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away. We were riding the high of watching Pottersville, and then as the realization hit us that we have to watch this movie, I saw your smiles fade. And you guys kept saying fan four stick, and it just now, as I'm looking at the Wikipedia, I just now realized that the way that the poster looks, it is Fant with a 4 and then stick. So I just
Oh,
thought
really? You
guys-
just figured that out? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I told them this before we started, and I told them that I was surprised.
Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain.
But yeah, so Shane said in the chat, you guys need an Oscar for that acting. Thank you. We do film these live, so tap in on the Twitch if you want to see these recorded
do we have
live.
people watching on Twitch?
One.
Is
Hi,
it being
Shane.
recorded?
So we watched Fantastic Four, the 2015 version.
You just ignored it.
What would you say?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's not worth it.
Lost media. So it was a movie, and it happened. Thoughts?
But did it? I want to die. In many ways. It helps. The only thing that is consoling is that this movie came out 10 years ago. So time heals all wounds, and that's the
This
case.
movie killed the Fantastic Four for a decade.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
You know what though? I probably I haven't seen this since it came out. Or close to it. It's been a while. And I knew going in that I didn't like this movie and that it's dog shit. But
Yeah.
I tried to approach it with an open mind. As these two know, I'm a big comic book fan, so I was like, maybe I'll find some stuff that I do enjoy about this movie. And I won't lie, there were a couple things I was more forgiving of in this watch, but that doesn't change the fact that this is one of the worst superhero movies ever made.
So I wouldn't say that I liked anything, but like you, I haven't seen this in a long time. I actually forgot. I remembered certain parts, but large chunks of it are blank spots in my mind. But this time, I wouldn't say I hated it quite as much as I did before. It's definitely poorly written and pretty bad still. But I remember hating it way more when it came out.
Like to be clear, like I don't like this movie doesn't make me angry.
No.
Like, but it is trash.
Yeah, it's just honestly boring and hard to watch. That's really one of like the biggest thing. Like, I don't think it's that like I almost has it's I don't think it's that poorly made technically, like visually
There are
or
some
anything like that.
there
There
are
are
some
bad
things in that comic book
decisions,
that
but it's mostly competently made, I would say.
there are
Mostly.
some scenes that I think don't look very good at all. But
Yeah, but I mean you get that in a lot
nothing
of heavy
crazy.
effects movies.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I think the biggest thing is like at the end of the day, they don't do a good job of establishing any characters well or any relationships well or making you care on any level about any of the characters at all.
It's not
So,
really a
it's very
Fantastic
hard to
Four
watch.
movie.
Yeah, it's very hard to watch.
That's my problem. They like none of the characters are compelling. They're not really a team. And
Not at all.
even when they do come together as the Fantastic Four, it's not like they fought him as the villain as a team. They kind of just took turns punching him.
They also like
this
all
movie,
hated each other, and then all of a sudden just were like,
yeah,
"Oh,
this
it's
movie's not a
father in
Fantastic Four
time
movie.
now." Like, "Oh, we're a team." Oh, say that again. Say that again. Fantastic Four. Oh, Fan Four Stick.
I know where I'll get my catchphrase. My fucking abusive older brother.
That was
Yeah.
interesting. That was a creative choice. They chose
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah,
like-
it's somehow every choice in this movie is simultaneously lacking any bravery at all. So like the opposite. Like it's just such a the movie feels so like milquetoast, but also like they're doing things that are just like blasphemous, like fucking what they do with Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom in this movie is like just fucking atrocious, man. Absolutely atrocious. And I love Toby Kebbell. I think he's actually great casting. And he's a great actor and a very underrated actor. And I think he's trying his best in this movie, but I just think the character is written so badly. There's nothing you can do with that. You know, he might as I mean,
I
it's
agree.
supposed to be Doctor Doom. He might as well be like, you know, villain of the week
Reddit
in the way they
incel.
treat him. You know, he
And
could
honestly,
be literally
everyone except Reed, I felt the same way about. And don't get me wrong, I don't really like the way they write Reed in this, but Miles Teller doesn't bother me.
I think he's miscast, but I don't think he does a bad job. You know,
Right.
Like
would
I
agree.
think for
And
what they're
you know
going for, he mostly does a fine job.
And I know the internet really wants to see him down the line reprising this as the Maker, which is like a comic book thing. And I wouldn't like if they could do that interesting, I wouldn't mind it, but this was just not the movie for him to be Reed Richards.
I just don't think he makes a compelling Reed Richards.
He fits the comic they were basing it off of, which is the Ultimate Universe. He kind of does fit that character, but a general audience probably isn't going to know that.
Yeah,
They're just going to think of Mr. Fantastic as the way you're supposed to think of Mr. Fantastic.
yeah,
And you're right, he doesn't work, and they didn't do enough work to make it the same flavor as like the comic books to tell you that this is a different take on these characters. Like at no point, other than that, the fact that it's a reboot, are you told that you're going to get something different than the Fantastic Four that you know.
yeah. Actually, in fact, it doesn't feel different at all. It feels like, if anything, it feels like that thing they did in the 2000s and 20s where, specifically after like the Dark Knight, everything had to be like realistic, and, like rounded, and like to an extent that's like kind of ridiculous, and it feels like they take all the character out of movies like this when you do that. I just think there's a lot of examples of movies like that, superhero movies specifically,
No
And
one
this
who liked the
is much more.
Fantastic Four was a part of this.
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't say Josh Trank doesn't like Fantastic Four. I just think this is not a Fantastic Four movie you made like to begin the franchise. Like
Right.
this is like maybe a late game. I don't know. There's a lot of things they do that are like confusing.
Like,
You
but
know?
but they do focus on like, hey, we want them to learn how to use. Which honestly, like the learn how to use our powers thing should have been a 5 minute thing, not half the
Yeah.
movie.
I agree. And I
Like,
think
they introduced Doctor Doom back into the plot way, way, way too late.
yeah.
Like, just nothing in this movie works for me.
And also,
I don't know.
oh yeah, well, I don't know. If we want to just go talk about the plot, like there isn't even really.
It's really not like it's just a
Yeah, it's
setup
like
to the
science fair.
characters.
Kid gets
Yeah.
scholarship, and
Well, Jim, have you seen this before?
No, this is my first time seeing it, and you know, sometimes you can get poisoned by the well by like looking outside to like I could have done some research into the movie and seen the negative reception, or but you guys really like you guys said you didn't like it from the beginning, but I really I really didn't let that sway my opinion, so I was going in blind, which I think is nice to always have like a open perspective, but I just didn't. Basically, all of your criticisms, I mostly agree with. I just didn't find it. At a certain point, we had to pause the movie because I had to like take a shit or something, and I saw that there was only like 30 minutes left, and like the guys are like just now fighting each other, and I was like, "Is there another movie to this?" And
Yeah.
you guys
I will
explained
say,
that they were like, "No, it did terrible."
I am being a little too mean. I did like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes are fine. Like that's like I will say like it's almost good even because it is innocent.
I wouldn't go that far.
I
wouldn't
think
go
so
that
because
far.
it's like innocent enough where you really can't like fuck it up that badly, and the child actors weren't like
The child actors.
I felt
you know
like
what I
there
mean?
was
Like,
still some pretty bad writing early on there, especially like
It-
with the teacher. But
but it's
like
paced
on a
well.
to a certain extent, it was forgivable. It wasn't
Yeah,
that bad. It was
it's
still
paced well. It's a
interesting.
setup.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, it was
few
still
superhero
interesting.
movies nail the setup. So like
Mhm.
the first 20 minutes of this are forgivable, but the fact that it just sticks with it for the whole movie is what's unforgivable.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and
I don't
I
know.
think it gets more boring as it goes. Like, it just gets so bogged in minutia. Honestly, like stuff that just doesn't matter, and it doesn't spend enough time. It thinks like a perfect example. They have like a little cutaway montage where they're teleporter or whatever, and it's a little scene, not even a bit of Doom, Susan Storm, and Reed Richards, and I don't know, maybe that's it. But maybe Johnny was there. But they're eating like Chinese food or something, and it's like that was no exaggeration. That is the entire development of their relationship. Like
Chinese food.
They don't have anything else outside of that established. Oh, we care about each other, or we're developing friendships or like relationships here. That's it. It's one little cutaway, and that's the whole movie. Like, and on one respect, like I appreciate a movie that will take the time. Like, yeah, the whole fight doesn't have to be an hour. Take the time, establish stakes. Like Thunderbolts did that. Establish stakes to your story. This doesn't do that. It wastes an hour of your time not establishing anything, and then it has this big fight like, oh, you're supposed to care. No, I don't fucking care. Like, you wasted fucking my 2 hours of my life or 90 minutes of my life, whatever it is.
It's
wasted.
fantastic.
I got very upset. The movie was not good, but it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good, and it was really bad, and I hate it.
Wait, say
Everything
that
about
again.
it. Say that again.
Say that again.
It's clobbering time.
Oh. Flame on.
Yeah, I don't know. It pissed me off. It it's pissing me off, man. It pisses me off because like
It insists upon
not
itself.
that hard to tell
Ooh,
these kind of
deep
stories.
cut.
It really isn't. People have been doing it. Like comic books have been around for a long time. There's been a lot of writers of comics. Like it shouldn't be that difficult to adapt it, and yet somehow it still eludes the.
You cut out. We lost him, folks. Anyway, so as I was saying,
Robbie's dead. He got so pissed off he fucking died.
He had a stroke and died. Anyway,
Rob,
yeah, I don't know.
you will be missed.
Yeah, he was. I think we might
Play
have to
Potter's
sue.
really
We might
his
have
funeral.
to. We might have to sue Miles Teller.
But no, everything he's saying is so, like sometimes I think um it's funny like how angry Robbie can get at stuff like this, but like I completely understand every single thing that he's saying in this one, and he's absolutely right. It's just it's bad, and it's so bad that it makes you angry. It's just boring. Doesn't make any sense. Like the coherency is there. There's no characters in this film whatsoever, and that's really the shame of it because like the Fantastic Four are like rich characters to pull from.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a lot of history with it. Like it's funny because there's only been 3 movies compared to like the MCU, right? And for those who don't know, this is not an MCU movie. This is a Fox movie when Fox had the right for the Fantastic Four.
Am I right?
People perceive the Fantastic Four as like a fringe group, right? When it comes to like movies,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, this is a little obscure and like a kind of
Deep cut esque.
yeah, but it's not really. Like that's the thing. The Fantastic Four are like a staple of the Marvel universe. They're the first family. That's what they're like lovingly referred to. Um so like there's so much you could do with the Fantastic Four, and for a movie to do nothing at all with them is worse than if they had done something just flat out bad. I don't know. This movie, I not to talk too much into comics, but like the Fantastic Four are my favorite comic book.
Are they actually?
Yes, they have been for a very long time. And it's a shame because like this movie probably did some of that work for me when I was younger, getting me into comics and especially the Fantastic Four. I had read like some stories by them, but like they are my favorite, and this just ruins everything good about them.
I would have pictured you as more of a Flash kind of guy.
I see. I like DC, but I don't. I rarely read DC.
I'm a big
Um,
Batman kind of guy. But
yeah, everyone likes Batman. I mean, there's a reason everyone likes Batman. Batman's fucking awesome. But no, the Fantastic Four are kind of a special place for me. So for this to suck this bad is just salt in the wound.
now let's see if Rob's mic is working.
Did we
Rob, can
resuscitate
you hear
Robbie?
us?
Sorry, I'm
There
so
you
sorry.
go. Welcome back.
I'm so sorry.
The fans
I,
are to see
I had to
his
take a
tweets.
lap because I was so angry at what Fox did to my senpai Toby
You
Kebbell.
had a nosebleed a moment, anime style.
Ape, no kill ape.
No kill ape.
That was
Human
probably
work.
my favorite
Human
part. of the
Human
movie.
work.
I do like that they borrowed some like B takes from Planet of the Apes to put that monkey into space.
I think they didn't. That probably was my like. If I have any criticisms for the movie, it's that the monkey got transported to a different dimension, and he's not freaking the fuck out. Like if it was me, I'm freaking out. Especially if I got dragged and yoinked into a machine that did it. But like they pan to like the camera or like the screen that he's on, and he's just kind of like, ooh, like he's just like slow breathing, like he's like losing his mind or something. Like he's having like a mental meltdown. Like I would be having a physical and a mental meltdown. I'd be like yelling, hooting, and hollering type beat.
But here's the thing: you're allegedly not a monkey. So he's a monkey. He doesn't know. He just wants a fucking banana. He's just looking out the window, like, he doesn't know. How's he supposed to know he's in another dimension?
Michael B.
He just
Jordan
like,
got a BET award for best actor for this movie.
no way. Did he really?
Yes, I was like, I didn't want to like
Guy
just like
sucks in this movie.
your words
That
are
is
important, but I
unbelievable.
looked. It won like a couple of awards. Like it got an ensemble award. It did get some raspberries or raspberries, as you say.
Razzies. Just
There you go.
you say Razzies.
Worst picture it won. Worst director. It was nominated for worst screenplay, and then it got worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel, and then it got nominated for other worse.
Yeah, to be clear, like us hating this is not a hot take.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, and I'm the furthest thing from a Josh Trank fan. Like, I generally like even the movies that people like.
I don't like Chronicle.
them. Yeah, I don't like Chronicle. I never did. But I don't think this is directed that badly. I think all the problems with this movie, or most of them, I'll say, were either in the script or creative decisions with the characters. Like, I mean, it could be better, like visually and pacing wise and that stuff, but I wouldn't say it's bad. It's very serviceable. So I don't know. He might be getting a little bit more hate than he deserves on that front, I would say.
Huh.
But
I just
maybe that's
see
me.
now they're making a new Fantastic Four movie.
Dude, you live under a rock. Oh my god.
I
you
will
really-
say that
Just now finding this out.
yeah,
Dude, did you guys
Yeah.
know they elected a new pope, bro? That's crazy. That's
I will say I'm not really the biggest, like, ever since Endgame happened, I like tapped out of like the superhero monolith because they just kept pumping him out more than like a bunny gives birth. Like there's just so much now.
yeah,
that
I
was
agree.
Like, all right,
I
I'm cool off all this, but
yeah. Disney Plus fucked up a lot of the synergy,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, I don't.
I gotta read it.
But,
Well, this movie's dog shit. It's just a dog shit dumpster fire of a fucking movie.
yeah,
Do you want to give our ratings?
sure.
Before, let me think if there's anything else I want to yell about. Oh, I got one. I don't want to yell about it, but I wanted to bring it up. Why the fuck was Tim Heidecker in this movie, dude? How did how did that happen? How did that come about? And why is he like in it for 2 seconds and then gone, never to be seen again? Strange, very strange.
He's Reed's
Strange
dad,
thing
right?
in a strange movie. Yeah, he's his dad.
Tim and Eric,
Like-
awesome show. Good job.
If you're gonna get Tim Heidecker, I mean, like, why wouldn't you
It's free real estate.
have him speak? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, my rating 1 star.
Yeah,
One
I'm
single star.
gonna give it a 2.
And follow me at Rob Brett on Letterboxd.
No.
Okay.
1 star. I should probably take it down to half a star. Follow me on Letterboxd at Skip Sparky.
So I actually moved. It was half a star for me. I actually moved it up after this last time.
I'll never watch it again, so it's gonna stay 1 star. But
yeah, I mean, it's like it represents a lot of what was wrong with like comic book movies in that decade. Not just from Fox, but Sony also. Like, this is a perfect example of what not to do with that IP.
Yeah. I think I want to know your guys' thoughts too. So one of the themes of this is almost like I understand that
Themes.
not themes, but
Fuck.
like I understand that this is like a different version of the Fantastic Four to begin with.
Yeah.
But like it seems like with this is gonna be for like more like newer like video game franchises. Just like the source material. Like when they make these shows and these movies now, like Borderlands, Halo, The Last of Us, when they kind of like not use the source material or follow the exact story. Like I just want to know your thoughts and feelings on the I guess
I
genre or like
I
Fallout, whatever. All you know what I'm talking about, like all that stuff.
yeah. I think like I don't think that's as big a problem as it used to be. Like it used to be way worse in that respect. And yeah, there's still examples of it happening, but generally I do think um studios are more aware and savvy that like if you're going to cater something to a fan base, like you need that core fan base. Like you need to like respect what they want. And there's a balance to that. Like if you overdo that, you get shit like the Zack Snyder movies that are just fucking total dog shit. But I don't know. I think it's better than it was. I mean, there's The Last of Us. I haven't watched. What
I'm a fan.
have they departed a lot from the games?
No, they've definitely made some choices that differ from the games. And I think my main problem with The Last of Us is that they're fitting a lot of story into like 10 episodes of TV. And
Yeah.
I think they benefited from slowing down, but and I've only seen a couple episodes of season 2. I'm also one of the rare people that don't hate The Last of Us 2. I still think it's a bad story, but I don't hate it. And so far it's been doing an okay job. I'm kind of hoping they'll fix more stuff in season 2 and depart from it a little bit where it did suffer in game. But they're true to the characters, which I think is the most important part of that show.
But you also probably read more comics than me. Like I do read them, but it seems like you read like more, especially like
Right.
new stuff, and you keep up with it more. So like,
I do, and I'll shamelessly plug the fucking the Marvel Unlimited app.
yeah. Do you feel like what would you prefer like a Marvel type stance where like it feels like they're just trying to recreate these storylines in comics, or
Yeah, I
like
kind of
something
sometimes.
fresh? Like I feel like something like the Batman. I mean, yeah, they're pulling from things from the comic, and it feels like a comic come to life, but it is pretty
Batman,
original also.
the Batman and Spider Man are two that you really can do your own story for them a lot more successfully because we already know the mythos behind the characters.
That's
We
true.
don't we don't need the setup. Like, and I was saying to Jim earlier, like the Fantastic Four are kind of in this weird space in the cinematic realm where they're almost fringe characters. It's not that way in comic books, as you know.
Yeah.
They're the first family. They're kind of responsible for the genre. In some ways. So like, and is your question like original stories versus like
I
pre-established
guess
comic
yeah,
book
like
stories?
just like I'm starting to grow wary of like Feige just trying to recreate large
Well, he doesn't.
team up
He doesn't.
arcs. And
Yeah, and
it's not an exact recreation, but like I I don't know. I don't like kind of having a feeling of like where stuff is going, I guess.
I don't.
I like to be
I
surprised by
I
stuff.
think I think I could go both ways. It's just a matter of execution, and like I said with The Last of Us, like if you're gonna change things, fine, stay true to the characters,
Yeah.
and that's definitely one of the failings of this movie.
I do think like a lot of the time people on the internet get hung up on details. Like what you're saying I think is very true, and you can stay true to the character and still change like details, you know.
Right, like I mean, people. This one's silly, but people are like pissed off that the fucking Silver Surfer's like a woman. Like,
Yeah.
who
And
gives a
but
shit?
that
Like,
doesn't really in the grand scheme of things does that matter? No. It
no, it could
doesn't
still be
affect the
Norrin
character.
Rad. Like, she could still
Yeah.
be Norrin Rad. Why not? Like, it's a fucking alien name, first of all. Like,
Yeah.
as long as the character's done well and she plays a badass Silver Surfer, I don't care. And I'm not trying to get into the grand scheme of things of like gender swapping and stuff like that. But I mean,
But even smaller than that, like I saw people complaining about the Superman trailer. Guy Gardner like swats some guys away with his big hand, and people were genuinely. This was like a genuine argument they were complaining that the hand
Is a Hal Jordan thing.
didn't come from the ring, and I'm just like, I feel like you're losing the plot here. Like, does that really matter that much? Like, as long as the source of it is obviously the ring. So, like, does it matter if there's a little fucking cartoon strand that leads to the ring? And I don't think so.
Those people, like, I love comic books. I'm a huge comic book nerd, but I'm not looking for something to be mad at all the time. Like, I just want to sit down and enjoy a good comic book movie.
It's like they're the same people that hated Pottersville.
Yeah,
watch
fuck 'em.
Pottersville, everyone. Don't watch Fan Four Stick.
This is a different podcast, but you should go back and watch Pottersville and listen to the Pottersville
go back.
podcast.
I don't
It'll
care.
make
I am going to plug Pottersville in every podcast from now until the end of time. That's what I'm going to do. That's how good Pottersville is.
You know how, like, maybe this is too much ego on my part, but man, I can't get over how happy it makes me that I could show you a movie that you love. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Jim, I don't know. Do you, did this leave you with any impressions of the Fantastic Four?
No. I mean, I didn't. Just because I saw a bad Fantastic Four piece of media doesn't mean that them deterred more or less. But my level of interest in the Fantastic Four was already set to like low to begin with.
Sure, yeah. Like,
So,
as a,
you know,
like, did you ever get the feeling that they were a very close knit family who may have their problems but love each other at the end of the day?
no, they left.
Nah.
They left the Thing naked. They don't care about him.
Dude,
I honestly think
egregious.
outside of Doctor Doom, he gets the biggest character assassination.
He doesn't think about the normal things or like the themes of being the Thing, like just like nobody accepting him or just like feelings of like all that. It's just I am sad.
Spider-Man weren't
I have
around,
been turned into a killing machine, and I'm kind of cool with
Yeah.
it.
if Spider-Man weren't around, the Thing would be the heart of the Marvel universe. Like,
Yeah.
like, and you just don't get that sense of like this is a beloved character, like an important character. Like, he's God. I love the Fantastic Four, and I hate this movie so much.
What's funny is they get that so wrong in this, but like, even though it's also not good, the original movie that's one of like the high points of that movie. They actually did understand that was like an important part of not just the story, but the group's dynamic is that he's not accepted, and like that's why that group works. Like, that is a place for him to.
They get the characters right in those movies, if nothing else.
Definitely.
Way more than this movie.
Four. At least the main four. Maybe not. But
they didn't get Victor right. But I don't think we'll ever get a good Doctor Doom, but we'll see.
Well,
Jim, you asked the question.
It's gonna be
Hold on, you asked a question about the source material. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Well, see, the thing is that I don't consume I don't really consume a lot of media.
Yeah, but you play video games.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't watch the Halo show. I didn't watch the Witcher show. I don't like watch these things. My perception may be skewed from people that their whole goal online is to just like rage bait. Like, there are those clips, or not clips, but there are those quotes though. Like when Henry Cavill was talking about The Witcher, and they were talking about how like they they scoff at the Witcher, or like how he's like super into The Witcher, and he's like, yeah, the dude wouldn't really do that, and they're like confused as to like why, or like wasn't there something in like Star Wars where like the character?
Oh, I know the story. Yeah. The guy who voiced Palpatine in the games and Starkiller, I think. He is a huge Star Wars nerd, and Dave Filoni, for Jim, that's basically, he was like a pivotal guy in like the early Lucas like animated stuff. So he was there for this, whether it was a show or a game, and they basically overlooked that Padme and Anakin's mom, I think, had met before, and they were doing a scene where they are like meeting for the first time, and this guy, this voice actor, basically was like, "No, guys, like they've met," and then they fixed it because they realized, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you're right.
Or like
There's gonna be continuity errors all the time. Like with giant franchises, you're gonna get continuity errors. Like,
well,
you just
there's
gotta-
like something too with the like I don't know if you've been like you finished the
Acolyte.
Acolyte?
Yeah, no, I didn't finish it, but honestly,
I didn't
You know
care
what like I'm
for
gonna
it.
say?
yeah. So there was outrage about it. So like, it's sad, dude. Because honestly, like, I liked basically everything I saw about that show. Like, I didn't think it was that much worse than like Ahsoka or any like Kenobi or Mandalorian. All those shows are pretty uniform in quality, and none of them are amazing. Mandalorian's probably the best one first season.
I really liked Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan
I
is
love-
good in points, but I think that could be a whole other podcast too. I think it struggles as a series and is better in short. It would have been better as a movie.
But I didn't
But
really.
either way,
I wasn't
that-
pulled into the Acolyte. Like there was nothing. It wasn't really engaging for me. The first episode was amazing.
so I watched like halfway through, I think, and honestly, like this never happens for me, but I got like exhausted by like discourse, and it kind of like hurt my like I felt like I couldn't enjoy it because I knew it was going to get canceled. I was like, why am I getting invested in this show that has no future? You know, and like I liked a lot of the characters. I liked a lot of the things there were things that like weren't great, but like honestly, with Disney Plus shows, like it wasn't as bad as a lot of the stuff they've come out with.
Right.
So like yeah, that's an example of like people just being ridiculous, honestly. Like Star Wars fans can be some of the worst fans as far
This
as
is
just
true.
like wanting it their way, and then when they get it their way, they move the goalposts, and it's like actually we want it this way, and it's like, what do you want? You don't even know. You just want what you grew up with, but that's nostalgia. That's not a real thing, you know. So that's what I like comic book like me. I've grown to appreciate like certain comic book fans more because like I do think comic books inherently like you're every week it's like a new you're always moving forward. But at the same time you're kind of stuck too, which sucks. But
I've
like,
said this before, right? I was
you're
like,
more
yeah,
willing to move on, I think.
I can forgive a bad comic book way quicker than I can forgive a bad movie.
Yeah.
And I know we've had differing opinions on that, but I don't know. I don't know where I was going with it.
That's all I got for as far as that. I mean, it's kind of it's hard to talk about Star Wars because it makes me sad. And I think
We've
it
had this
probably does for a
conversation
lot of
before.
people now. I mean, there's still the movies that are good are still really good, and there's still stuff I like that they come out with here and there. But on the whole, it doesn't feel like it's made with love or like anybody really cares, and the fan base doesn't even like it. It's like everything is just so negative. It's just
Dave
become
Filoni and
exhausting.
Jon Favreau can't, support this whole thing
Yeah.
up by themselves.
And even like Filoni, his show so far, I do feel like he cares, in the show, and that's why I like him to an extent. But even them, like, I don't necessarily know that they're that well made to like make me excited, But I'll watch them because I appreciate that, like, he at least cares.
Gives a shit.
Yeah. But wow, very depressing note.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four sucks. Go watch Pottersville like we're about to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again.
that's-
So, do you guys? What have you guys seen any interesting medias lately?
I rewatched
go
The
ahead.
Deer Hunter last night.
Ooh, that's a great movie.
It's, you know what? I have it rated as 5 stars, but I want to write a review for it just, because sometimes you get a bug up
Yeah.
your ass. You're like, I want to write something about this. And I might have to rewatch it again just to like. There's so much packed into that movie, and it's so good. I can't imagine that we're not gonna watch it at some point for this podcast. So I'll save like the rest of it. But man, that one you forget how good it is until you watch it again. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a great movie, and then you watch it and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, definitely. And for being like as long as it is,
It's 3
it
hours,
holds
I
your
think, over.
attention. And, yeah, it's not actually holding your attention is undersell. It's like captivating for like, yeah.
And then I watched The Last Picture Show, which is a 71 movie with a very young Jeff Bridges in it. It's based off a book I enjoy. And that was good too. Other than that, I've been rewatching a lot of, bullshit recently. I'll let you guys talk.
I haven't watched a lot. I watched Revenge of the Sith recently. And I still like that. I think some people get a little crazy with the prequels. Like, they are not as bad as the people that hate them say, but I don't think they're as good as
I was, what, 9 or 10 when Revenge of the Sith came out, and my dad took me to see the midnight premiere
wow.
at one of the local theaters here, and I remember being dressed up as Darth Vader.
Even
And
though like it
people
hasn't,
yelling at me. They were like,
yeah.
"Don't do it, Anakin!" And I'm just like a fucking 10-year-old under a plastic mask.
Even though as I've gotten older, like it doesn't necessarily hit the same. It was one of the best theater experiences I ever had growing. Like
Oh,
for a kid,
I can still
that was-
remember it to this day.
yeah,
To
it was
this
a great.
day.
And then I watched the first episode of that Ewan McGregor show, the motorcycle
The travel
show.
show?
That was all right. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's just
I'm-
he's just an awesome. I just like him
He's wholesome.
guy. Yeah, so like
It's
it's
good that
just
he has a
fun watching
show.
him exist.
It's good that he has a show because now I can stop rewatching like Graham Norton show clips.
Yeah.
Jim, what have you been watching?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty boring. I've been watching. I've actually been listening to more podcasts and video essays on YouTube than anything
That's
else.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I forgot a big one. Have you guys seen The Rehearsal?
I've seen the first episode of the first season. I thought it was really funny. I just haven't.
God. Dude, you guys have to watch it. The new season is so good. Oh my god, it might be like one of the best shows on.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Do you
It's
like a
so
lot of HBO shows or no?
I think I do. Yeah.
Did you like Barry?
Yeah, I did like Barry. I watched Succession recently. Finally, that was good.
I might not ever.
Really?
Yeah, you know how it's your thing with The Sopranos.
So I know, but actually, I was the same way. But then I finally did sit down and watch it, dude. It is worth it. It's
maybe if I
it
can get
is
you
the
to
type of
watch.
show you would love. Like you would definitely love it.
If I can get you to watch The Sopranos, I'll watch it.
I will. If you watch Succession, I'll watch The Sopranos.
All right.
All right.
And I'm not
deal.
gonna oversell The Sopranos, but I think it's just essential. It's required, you know.
Yep. Deal.
If you're I like Barry.
Barry's good.
I like Righteous Gemstones. I don't know. I think Jimmy would like that show.
I still have to watch Vice Principals. I wanted to see that.
Were you an Eastbound and Down kind of guy?
Nah, never really. It's not that I didn't like it. I just never really watched it. And then like, I loved Game of Thrones. I haven't watched really any of that other House of the Dragon. Haven't watched that. The Penguin was good.
Jim, what kind of essays have you been watching?
I watched a 3-hour video about the entire history and lore of Wizard 101. I now know
That's the
everything
kind of shit I
in
sleep through.
Wizard 101. I've actually been trying to up my sports knowledge, so I've been watching a lot of Secret Base videos. Uh,
I like Secret Base too. They're good. They make good
Yeah.
They are good.
videos.
I'm kind of upset that they cut Kofi, but that's
Did
neither
they?
here
I
nor
didn't
there.
know that.
They did.
Well,
yeah.
I think he probably makes good money on his Twitch.
We'll have to talk sometime about like our favorite YouTubers.
Yeah,
Just gonna
yeah.
be
I
a
have
bunch,
a
of,
couple.
bunch of Emp Lemon.
All mine quit.
There's one
No.
guy I still watch that like actively does stuff. He just doesn't do a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And I think you watch him too, Rob.
Wendigoon.
No, but I do
Oh.
like Wendigoon. Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does good. He does good videos.
He does. I like him because he's not a contrarian, but he's not afraid to go against the grain either.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with everything he says, but I do enjoy him a lot.
Yeah,
I think he's fair.
I agree.
Have you guys ever heard of the MMA Guru?
No.
Are we still on the podcast? Is this recording or are we just shooting the shit now?
We're kind of well. I mean, we got to do the wheel still.
Oh yeah.
Is that part of the pod still? I thought we
I
took
kind of
that
like
out.
so okay. So upon reflection,
I agree.
I was
I
like,
agree.
the wheel. We should dump the wheel, and
We're misguided, and it's okay.
I
We embrace
saw.
you.
I had the
Prodigal
mind
son.
to record it, and I was like, you know what? I think this is important. This is actually integral to the podcast.
It's
Not
the,
just-
it's the most fun
More
part.
than that,
Yes,
it's culturally.
It's what we
integral
do.
to the
it
thing.
gets the people going.
Yeah, everyone is awaiting.
I was gonna
Walking in
say
Times
something.
Square, waiting for what the wheel's gonna land on.
I was gonna say something, but I wanted to give it one more shot. But I strongly feel that we need the wheel.
Yeah,
I agree.
I feel the wheel.
I will. The wheel will be back. The wheel is back. The wheel never left. Technically, the wheel never left. We said that we weren't gonna have the wheel, and then I put it in anyway. So, let's see. Just to cover our bases one last time, what do we feel about the name of Max being back to HBO Max now?
I don't care.
I could not give
They were
a
dumb
shit.
for
the
changing
wheel.
it.
The wheel
Yeah.
awaits. The wheel awaits.
they were dumb for changing that to begin. It was stupid.
Apparently, according to Twitter, at least, it was just one guy that was on like a power trip about it.
Probably the CEO. Everybody bitches about that guy though. They have no idea. The internet has no idea what goes on. Who cares?
That's true.
But-
So the wheel. I'll open up the Discord for you to look at if you want. But the wheel is open. The wheel is taking suggestions now.
I'm gonna do. When you're ready, I'll do one.
Okay.
Rock and Rolla.
Mm.
Okay.
Kangaroo Jack.
Oh my god.
And Mission Impossible.
Is this because I told you to watch Kangaroo Jack for your 2000s movie?
Yes.
Good.
Shane keeps asking for Jack the Bear. No.
Jack the Bear.
He said Jack the Bear, and then Jack the Bear with an exclamation point.
Damn, Shane
hell is
listened to this
Jack the
whole
Bear?
podcast. God damn.
Yeah.
Real fan.
True.
This is Danny DeVito. I put in Starship Troopers.
Bear. That's a real
uh,
movie. I think we should put it in the wheel.
What?
That is a real movie. Put that
Starship
in the wheel.
Troopers?
Put it in the
Okay.
wheel.
Okay.
Jack the Bear. Put it in the wheel.
I'll throw it in. That's the
What the fuck
the
is
audience
this?
pick. He said Danny DeVito as well. So I put Starship Troopers, Total Recall, and Smokey and the Bandit.
What the hell?
What the hell?
I love Smokey and the Bandit. That makes me happy.
I've never seen that. Never heard of it.
You never
Time
heard of
for-
Smokey and the Bandit?
Time for
No.
Mr. Deep Cut. What do you got for us?
Deep cut?
You don't
You don't
have
have
to.
to
I
do
don't
it.
want to put I don't want to put pressure. on you.
Don't put baby
Scotland.
in a
The country.
Ready for this, Jim? Yeah, Scotland, and then it's comma PA, like Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I have the DVD. That might be the only way we can watch it.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna put in, "Oh brother, where art thou?"
Okay.
And I am gonna put in Whiplash.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite. One time I was clapping this chick's cheeks to Whiplash, and I
All
stopped
right,
to watch it because I was.
were you rushing or dragging?
So these are our
Thank you.
10 choices. Out of these 10 total choices, only 2.
Hey, I can't see the wheel.
Well, you can click the button to look at the screen.
You're not streaming it.
I am. I am.
I'm screen share.
is.
I
is.
am
Where?
on the Discord.
I lied. I don't even know how to see it. Oh, he is. No, he is.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. There are 10 total choices. 10 total choices we will choose to discuss for the next episodes of the podcast. 3 from us each, and then 1 from the audience. Our first spin. Here we go.
I love that we have an audience pick.
It's a wild card too. I'm actually like, I kind of hope we get it.
Kangaroo Jack. Oh,
No
Mission
way.
Impossible just beat
Oh,
out
let's go,
Kangaroo
dude.
Jack by a ball hair.
Let's go.
The first Mission Impossible, right?
Um,
Don't tell me. We'll find out.
let's make it open ended. I'll surprise you.
There you go. All right. Now with that removed, we have 9 options. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Let's
it's Jack
go.
the Bear.
Oh my god, that's awesome! Oh, I'm fucking excited for that.
That's hilarious.
This movie better not suck.
That's all.
Dude.
That's all I could say.
We're inhabiting the best space right now. I love this.
The wheel has spoken, dude. The wheel knows what the up.
Yep. All right. Any closing comments before we get out of here?
Go watch
Jack the
Bill.
Bear.
Laugh, cry, hold on tight. That's Jack the Bear's.
No, this was a good time, and I can't wait to do it again. Goodbye, my lovely Michael Fitchners.
Say that again.
Michael Fitchner.
Fantastic.
No, remember that's what our audience is. They're the Michael Fitchner gang.
Clobbering
Finchies.
time. The Finchies. The Fitchner.
Finchies.